We Real Reels. Welcome to We Real Reels, the monthly podcast where we review new movies to find out if you should go out and see them this weekend or if you should just plan a heist. I'm your host, Panda Brandon, and with me is Stevosaurus Rex.
Hey.
This podcast does contain spoilers and we'll be discussing the movie. This is a mature content podcast, so be prepared for harsh language and awkward situations. All sound clips, music, and trailers are only used for review purposes and belong to their respective owners. So how's it going today, Steve?
Good. It's going good. Saw this movie last night.
Yes, and we are going to be reviewing
Den of Thieves.
Pantera.
Part 2, Pantera.
Yeah, this is the sequel to the first one with O'Shea Jackson. That's his Ice Cube's son.
Yeah. Who, I don't know, did I ever tell you I was supposed to be his counselor at his school? Yeah. So he went to Phoenix Institute of Technology, where I was a school counselor there. And I wasn't his official counselor. He was my partner's, the other counselor. And he went there and he went there for CAD. I believe it was computer-aided draft. And he drove a little VW Bug.
Oh, wow.
And he was a good student, but he wore a hat that said NWA.
Uh-oh.
And I said, what is NWA? He said, Mr. Davis, you don't want to know what that means. Well, yeah, he was a good kid. And then to see this happen, then to see his son doing well, not the greatest actor in the world by any means.
Yeah,
but he does a good job. And so I'm kind of thrilled with it.
Yes, and this movie, I guess it did have some expectations from the last film, because the last film was great. It had a twist at the end that I was just like, I never saw that, because I thought O'Shea in the last one.
Yeah, it had me too.
He was just a goon, a little henchman.
Just a driver, yeah.
Turns out he's the headmaster, man.
Yeah, and the others didn't know it either. That's what I thought. The first one was great. Now
This one, I think they dove more into the human side of him. They kind of got to know him a little more, his motivations.
Yeah. Which
I didn't have a problem with. I felt like it was kind of longer than it should have been.
I agree.
But I did like it.
So I was looking at my watch because nothing was happening for the first 40 minutes. and I went into it with a really... I wanted to see this because of the first one.
Yes.
But I was like, okay, come on, something happened. And so Caleb, my son-in-law, and I went last night. And afterwards, I said to him, what do you think? He said, there wasn't much action like the first one. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what it was. There wasn't... The first one was boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
This one was building, as you said.
It was a lot of setup.
Build. It did have a surprise ending to me.
Yeah.
But it was good. You're right. It was good. Would I go see it again? No chance. Would I recommend it? If you saw the first one and want to continue the story, yeah, go see this one. Would I rush out to it? I'd probably wait for streaming. But I guess let's get into the story. What did you think? Yeah,
that was the spoiler-free review for you guys.
Yeah.
But now you're gonna get to hear the good stuff. Okay. Man, I thought it was good. I thought it was worth the theater trip. But like you said, the first part of it was all build up.
Yeah.
And it was cool. I do like seeing that stuff. But for as long as it took.
Yep. I felt the same way.
And then, we meet O'Shea, and he's got this crew together already.
Right.
And they robbed this airport or something for this huge rock, like some kind of gem.
Some big diamond.
Yeah, is that what it was? It was pink.
Yeah,
is it pink diamond?
But let me cut you for 1 sec. I thought we were in a foreign movie for the first 45 minutes. Did you? Because everything was either in French, Italian, or something else.
Yes. I thought it was Fast and the Furious. They're pulling cars out of these shipping containers, man.
Yeah.
The heist went smoothly. It was well executed. Awesome. Yep. The cops couldn't find them. And then we see that this heist was all a setup to do the next heist.
Yeah. which was big.
Yeah, they wanted to get into like the most secure place in the
world. It's in France.
Yeah.
French. It's in France.
Fucking French.
France is between
French and ranch.
Right. Yeah, I'll have some buffalo wings with some French.
but yeah, that was the plan. And so they got this diamond area, and he had this new alias as some South
Jean-Jacques or something like that.
Yeah. And he got in there and got a job in there doing what I don't know, but
he was a diamond dealer.
That's what it was.
Diamond dealer. And so I wanted to look up, and I didn't, if the World Diamond Center is actually really there. I don't know if it is. I had some notes on it, but it was in France, and he sets himself up to try and get access to the vault, which has everything in it, right? And so he's got those diamonds that they took to establish himself as a dealer, starts selling it so people get to know he's trustworthy, and doesn't get access to the vault.
He doesn't. And then meanwhile, while this is happening, Gerard Butler, he was a detective on the original case, and he believes that the Federal Reserve was robbed, which they can't prove because it was all old bills that they were going to burn or throw out anyway. But O'Shea and his crew took those, and they're spending that money. But he can't let it go. He knows something's wrong, but the people in charge were like, you think we want to admit that it was robbed?
Right.
The most secure place in America was robbed?
Yeah, that was interesting.
And so he couldn't let it go. He wanted O'Shea so bad he had to get this guy.
Yeah, I thought that was a neat thing. I loved how they explained that, and even throughout the movie when they finally were talking about how he pulled that off and explaining what we saw in the movie was he used the bills that were going to be trashed anyways, so there was no record of it being lost, and certainly would hurt everyone's reputation if it was. But I thought it was amazing.
Yeah,
the first one.
Good.
The first one.
Well, there was something about that job that Gerard Butler couldn't let go, so he hunts down O'Shea and he tells him, "I'm tired of being broke. I want in. I want to be a part of this job here."
Yeah.
We did see something about that with him, Gerard Butler's character, where he was going through like a divorce court or something, losing custody of his kids or something. And so we saw that part of him. They showed us that. And then he really related to the French captain who was with his kids, and he had a divorce.
Yeah, that was cool. I thought that was interesting to see. And I've gone through that handoff with custody, sharing custody or whatever.
So it made it seem his motivations were true.
Yes.
Like he was tired of being broke. If he had this money, he can get custody of his kid. He can do what he wants.
That's right.
That's what it seemed like, because they got on the job and they got along pretty well, actually. O'Shea and Gerard Butler.
I thought that was a good part of the movie. I really did.
Yes.
I enjoyed it.
And well, we got introduced to the crew too, which I don't remember everybody's name, but there was a cool fat guy.
Why has it got to be a fat guy?
Yeah, well, he was. He was
Who
cool.
was the fat guy?
He was the guy with the beard. He's a little chubby.
That's fat to you?
He was chubbier. And then the safecracker, Drago. I remember his name because he had a cool name, Drago.
Wasn't there Marco? What about Marco? Because he made fun of it by saying, "I'm Nico." Remember?
Oh yeah, he was the jealous ex-boyfriend. Yes, the jealous ex-boyfriend with his bald-headed partner.
Goon, yeah.
Yeah, and they didn't.
Not partner like partner. Well, it could be.
I don't know. Well, they didn't like O'Shea or Gerard Butler's character, so they split off and formed the Tigers. So the first group was Pantera, the Panthers.
Panthers, yeah.
And the other group was the Tigers.
What did you think? Do you think I don't think they built enough of the Tiger thing. Like, were they part of that Italian mafia? Or were they on their own?
I think they were on their own for sure. They wasn't a part of the mafia. So these guys branched off because they were upset.
Yeah.
And they hired some goons. They said, hey, there's going to be a score. Well, all we got to do is rob it from the people who are going to steal it.
Yeah.
And I've seen that coming. I was like, I know.
Yeah, with the armored, they were filling their AR-15s with the armor-piercing bullets.
Yeah. I seen that coming. And so I knew that what to expect with them. But the group, when they finally got up to get to the job, it was executed perfectly. There was only a few hiccups.
Yeah.
But they managed, man. It was so well planned, and I loved that. I loved it was so well planned.
I noticeably was sitting in the theater tensing up during some of the parts, the elevator scene.
Yes.
So if you think about it, a filmmaker getting that feeling out of the audience is exactly what they're going for. They nailed it.
Yes.
There was stress, there was tense moments. And relief. I could feel myself relieved after they made it, and so it was cool. So there were really good things about this movie. I don't want to sound like it was not a fun movie to go to. Mm-hmm. It just wasn't as fast as the first one.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Sure.
listen, the acting was good. The car chase. Now, there's an interesting fact on the car chase. This is the first, ready for this, electric car chase ever.
Oh,
So
Wow.
they utilized the new Porsche Taycan.
look nice.
And yeah, here's what I had a problem with on the car. One, you have expert military people with top weaponry, probably 20 yards away from each other in a car chase, shooting at each other. Multiple magazines emptied.
Multiple.
And one person gets hit. The other thing is, since when does that Porsche not outrun these Audis?
Oh, yeah. And especially with the electric part, the torque on an
it
electric
was just
vehicle,
gone.
is gone. I don't know about that. I do know that trying to hit something while you're in a moving
I
vehicle
get it.
is
Well, not that you would know or I would know.
yeah, of course not. But I could hardly hit stuff a standing still target at a range.
But you and I aren't trained
Yeah, we're not
military
trained
people
professionals.
with unbelievable weapons. So
That's true.
I get it. It's a movie, and they didn't want to kill everybody off. The other part I didn't care for was there was CGI in those car chase scenes.
Ooh.
So you could see when they were using the above overhead drone shots or whatever you want to call them, that the cars were not real. They were CGI. Some of the spin arounds and the U-turns. Certainly the car crashes off of the cliff was completely CGI
Yeah, of
because
course.
it looked like it. It looked like a Hot Wheel going off the track. But other than that, I mean, it still built the tents. I thought they overdid that. Again, they overdid the establishing of the characters more, and then they overdid this car chase.
Now, this car chase does happen after the heist, and it's the Tigers who try to ambush the Panthers.
Yeah.
When they've already collected the stuff and they've given it to the girl in the van, so they don't even have the stuff anymore.
Right.
And so the Tigers thinking they do, and they're after these guys, but they did a clever thing of getting away because Gerard Butler character, he couldn't cross back the building because their little cane thing broke.
Yes.
So he got stuck in the building and he had to shoot a security guard in the chest. He made sure he was okay though. I see his center mass.
Yeah, that was cool.
But when he jumped out, he got into the Porsche. They seen the Porsche on the camera. But when they got to the garage, they just ripped the wrap off.
Yeah.
And they were looking for a white Porsche with a certain plate. They changed the plate, ripped the wrap off, and it was black Porsche.
Yeah,
So
I thought that was cool. I thought that was very cool.
And then during the chase, there wasn't any music. So you got to hear the engines, you got to hear the gun sounds, you got to hear them hitting metal. I thought that was pretty cool, different. There wasn't like a rock music.
Yeah.
So you got to hear all that, which I thought was pretty awesome.
I wish people could have seen you play the air guitar just now.
It was pretty good.
I'll tell you what, though, and since you've asked me to do these, I've tried to be very critical of what I'm listening to. And I thought for an electric car, to have motorcycle sounding shifting and gears and stuff like that, I thought, wait a second, this electric car,
That's
it's not
real.
going to go.
It's real. They do that.
Come on.
I've
been in Teslas.
They'll have
They
a
don't do
sound
that.
system.
That is true. They
inside.
have the fake. That's true. They do have that fake, and you can
Fake
adjust the
noise.
exhaust sound.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
Oh.
I don't know why.
All right. I've only heard the Tesla fart sounds. Do you
So
know it can
dumb.
do that?
Yes,
Yeah.
I've heard that. I don't know why they do these things, but they do.
I think that's actually funny.
But we missed a key part of this too. The initial diamond they stole was one of the leaders of the Italian mafia. That was his.
Yeah.
He invested a lot of money, all his retirement, he said, into that. And so they end up finding O'Shea and Gerard Butler's character and saying, hey, you took something from us. Get it back. And they drive him out to the ocean. I'm
man.
they're going to shoot these guys in the head.
Yeah.
No, they just push them out. And they say, get it back. And then they leave them in the water.
Which scared the hell out of me. Because even O'Shea said, you think they're sharks? And
He's like,
yeah,
and you looking like a snack.
look like good snack. I thought that was well done too. What's unbelievable is O'Shea made it back
Yes.
to the shore,
yes.
and they're still walking.
And I was thinking, like, at that moment, I was like, this is a buddy cop movie, man. This is...
It almost felt like a Lethal Weapon.
Yes,
Yeah.
a rush hour here. What was that?
Yeah, exactly.
It kind of changed the mood for me.
Yeah, that was a cool part, though. It kind of set you up now that you look back at it for what would be the ending. Mm-hmm. Because the mafia guy was impressed.
Yeah.
To push him off and say, go get it, it was almost like, hey, you make this happen. He didn't say that, but you make this happen. we're cool.
We won't kill you.
Yeah, and because, I mean, I thought the same thing. Boom, boom. Of course, I looked at my watch. I knew it wasn't going to happen because you got another hour to go. It's a 2 hour and 19-minute movie.
Yeah, a little longer than it should have been.
They could have made it an hour 19.
Well, the Tigers end up shooting the Panthers' wheel out of the Porsche, and they had to spin out and crash.
Yep.
And then that's when
CGI Hot Wheel crash.
They have them dead to rights. You know, they're about to kill them. They want to know where the stuff is, and then all of a sudden, bang, 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 Tigers are all dead.
Yeah.
They all get shot and
Which
killed.
was cool.
Yeah, and I knew it was coming in my head. I was like, yeah, Mafia's here. And they were all standing up top, and they gave the Mafia guys the diamond.
Yeah.
And he gave them a key to their car, one of their cars.
That was waiting for him.
Yep.
At that turn.
Yep. They knew the route, and yeah, it was pretty awesome. They burned the rest of the cars, and
It's crazy. So the plot was actually inspired by the true story of a 2003 Antwerp diamond heist.
oh,
So I thought that was cool. I don't know if it was done there, but Antwerp, wherever that was.
was that a successful heist?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. What else happened? Gerard Butler performed all his stunts, but was recovering from a torn ACL during the whole time.
Dang.
So that was tough. It was filmed in the United Kingdom and Canary Islands for a budget of only $40 million, which is pretty low.
that is. Has there ever been a Gerard Butler and Russell Crowe movie?
Have they ever been seen together?
Yeah, like in one movie.
No, I don't know.
It might be the same person.
I don't know at all. Yeah, the plot is considered a complex relationship building plot, which it was.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
half
yeah.
the movie was just them building it. I don't want to say the exact ending at all, but unless you are, but it did leave a satisfying ending. But could have been a better end. And I think the better would have been to skip the last 20 seconds of it. End it with O'Shea
Meeting
and
the
not
boss.
end it with Butler.
Yeah, I don't know why they went back to him. I mean,
Yeah.
we already know that he said, sit far left. So we understood that he was a part of this. But yeah, we didn't
Which
need
is a great part of it.
we didn't need to see him anymore after that.
Was there anything after the credits? Because I had to go to the bathroom. I left.
I don't think so.
It just was like the ocean.
Yeah.
And so I was like looking in the stairwell, looking and hoping. I thought, I got to either go wet my pants or there better be a credit scene. So I left.
So, like, what's next, though, for O'Shea's character? I mean, he has the full resources of the Italian mafia, but what else is there to rob? Like, is there a Russian Fort Knox somewhere or something?
The moon.
Oh, he's going to take the moon.
Take the moon out. I do see that this could go further. What I'd really like is to them actually team up, and actually be on the same side, not see what happens.
Yeah.
And maybe, I don't know, do something where it's good, like a Robin Hood.
Oh, okay.
You know what I
Give
mean?
to the
Rob
needy,
from
huh?
the rich, give to
Well,
the
O'Shea
poor.
said he didn't really need the money. He just did it for...
He did it for the thrill, which
Yeah.
is most kleptomaniacs do it just for the high of...
Well, I don't know if it was
Doing
for the highest.
And the
to
problem
see if
solving.
he could do it.
Yeah,
if he could get in, get out without anybody noticing he was even there.
Well, I thought he did a really good job. The thought process to writing the screenplay, I thought was good. It wasn't written bad. The plot was okay. It like I said, it left me feeling stressful and tense a lot, so I dug that. But wait for digital is my final thought on that one.
I didn't think the stories compared between O'Shea and Gerard Butler's stories about why they got into what they were doing. He was explaining about he was smart enough to get into the rich neighborhoods because his mom couldn't afford Christmas presents, so he decided, I'm gonna do this, and then he started robbing the house to see if he can get in, get out. And then Gerard Butler's like, yeah, my dad got shot in the leg and he walked with a limp.
I know. It's like, oh, okay, rewrite that.
But I liked it, man. I liked it. In movie theaters, I have to pay attention. So I thought, like, if it was just on TV here, I'd be doing something else on my phone
I
or something.
agree.
So I think the theater experience was necessary for this one. I liked it. I'd go see it in the theater if I hadn't had this experience.
Yeah.
I'd want to go see it.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't see it again in theaters. It's one and done. It's one of those. I mean, it's rarely I go to theaters to see a movie again. But I think it's worth the trip. I think it's worth the trip.
you?
That's mine. We're half and half on this.
Yeah, I'm saying hold and go unless you really want to see what happened after the first one. Mm-hmm. But bring a Google translator for the first 45 minutes because it's not subtitled.
Oh.
And it's I mean, I don't remember that it was subtitled that much at all. A lot of it was speaking in the native language of whoever was talking. So, I mean, it's not like you were lost. You kind of got the idea. But, yeah, this was okay. I mean, watch it on streaming when it comes out.
And there you have it, guys. That's our review on Den of Thieves Pantera. Look out for our next review, which is possibly Wolfman.
Absolutely, Wolfman.
Absolutely, Wolfman.
It comes out Friday.
Yeah, I'm ready for that.
I'm going Friday.
Okay.
I think.
I might see it Saturday, but as soon as I'm done seeing it, I'm coming over.
Yeah, we'll shoot next week. Absolutely.
Okay, that's it for us at We Were Reels, guys.
Take care now.
Keep on reeling.
Watching and reeling and whatever.